In the mid-20th century, futurists like Jacques Fresco designed sprawling, circular cities intended to organize human resources through balanced, automated allocation. These blueprints stalled because they lacked a transition bridge, a way to move a global population out of an entrenched legacy system without causing immediate social collapse. The 2016 macroeconomic disruption served as a systems-level stress test on the global financial architecture. This data maps the market volatility during that period. The indicators show that the artificial scarcity model, which relies on debt and zero-sum conflict to maintain value, was beginning to fracture under the weight of its own internal friction. Identifying these failure points, architects began designing a bridge that could operate independently of the legacy economic grid. This design is known as the P2P P4P model, a peer-to-peer planet for people. Controlled by the GENII algorithms, the model uses a decentralized approach to bypass the friction points of top-down political reform. By targeting the base of the economic pyramid first, the system establishes a new baseline for resource security that grows from the bottom up. Managing the shift of resources across different geographies requires an intelligence layer capable of real-time coordination. This is the role of the GENII platform. Traditional software stacks are designed for linear processing, making them vulnerable to the chaotic friction of human political behavior. The solution is a continuous, closed-loop network ecosystem. The first protective layer is KEPA. It monitors the network perimeter. Detecting exploitative pathways, like resource hoarding, triggers firewall protocols to block those directives. It then prescribes an alternative route toward collaborative, human-centric outcomes. While QIPA protects the boundary, the underlying operating system is QION, the Quantum Intelligence Oneness Network. QION functions as the system BIOS. It initializes a digital grid that recognizes every participant and resource node as part of a single, interconnected organism. This connectivity extends into the Internet of Things, allowing the algorithms to physically manage energy grids and agricultural nodes across the network. By subordinating resource management to this closed-loop stack, the system is designed to neutralize zero-sum human behaviors before they can physically manifest. To function in the real world, this software must dictate the physical architecture of a society. The VEGAN framework provides the organizational anatomy, assigning roles to 5 operational pillars. The N pillar, the network, serves as the optimization engine, where GENII algorithms coordinate digital symbiosis. The G pillar represents the guardians, managing physical and fiscal firewalls to secure community wealth. A key tool here is the Barnes QN REIT. It functions as a land trust, converting physical acreage into digital assets governed by ethos protocols, removing the property from the speculative market. The E pillar represents the Earth, focusing on the biological infrastructure required to sustain the population. This includes the production of whole food plant-based nutrition, utilizing vertical aeroponic towers to create high-density harvests. This architecture links ethics, finance, and biology into a single operational system, replacing political debate with a rigid infrastructure. The rollout of this system targets specific geographical nodes where localized resource independence can be achieved rapidly. Traditional reform at the top of the global economy is slowed by existing regulatory friction and institutional inertia. Instead, the strategy targets the base of the pyramid. The East-West Moral Corridor synchronizes Israel's ethical OS design with Portugal's experiential hubs and India's manufacturing scale. Blueprints transmit to India, designed to rapidly produce 8 million ARQ-18 autonomous modular units. Each unit provides localized energy generation and atmospheric water harvesting, making the occupants independent of external utility grids. These modular structures are designed to deploy in raw landscapes, establishing immediate resource production without the need for traditional groundwork. This localized infrastructure unplugs the population from the legacy scarcity grid. This localized surplus creates a regenerative cycle, where resource availability is untethered from external market fluctuations. To integrate legacy populations into this closed-loop ecosystem, the system uses a tiered sequence to vet participants and align human labor with the ethical OS. This sequence, the gamification of abundance, establishes 4 levels of participation within the QIL zone. Level 1 converts passive digital noise into fractionated participation. Participants begin by shifting their online presence toward generative engagement, moving away from passive data consumption. At Level 2, participants become vested members of the ecosystem. By making a micro-investment equivalent to the cost of a meal, they gain access to the community token ecosystem and participate in the physical harvest. The upper tiers, guardians and architects, require active management of the network's hardware and strategic diplomacy. These participants are responsible for the security of the REIT-owned sanctuaries and the scaling of the ARC-18 units globally. This gamified vetting filter ensures that only those aligned with the ethical OS gain the credentials required to manage the community's core physical assets. The sequence is now operational. Fresco's circular cities provided the logic, GENII provides the intelligence, and the manufacturing scale in India provides the physical actuation. This shift is solidified by the Barn SQION token, which replaces speculative debt with asset-backed output, anchoring the economy to the production of water, energy, and food. This transition addresses a core danger, the risk of exporting human civilization's terrestrial flaws into space. Without a new operating system, off-world expansion risks replicating the scarcity and resource hoarding that destabilized Earth. Instead, the GENII algorithm prioritizes a stabilizing inward shift, focusing vital resources on repairing and optimizing our current biosphere. The success of this transition allows humanity to stabilize Earth as a thriving blue zone, completing the move from a scarcity mentality to a reality of guaranteed abundance.